Welcome back. When you think terrazzo, you probably think tile, but this red hot trend isn't just for the floor. It can even be incorporated into your jewelry. Monique Taylor Yee Shui is here to show us how. Mo, it's so good to see you. You look great. Tell us a little bit about this stylish DIY.
Yeah, so terrazzo is really making a comeback lately, and today this DIY incorporates that, and we're going to be making these beautiful earrings and necklaces.
Oh my gosh, gorgeous. So these are beautiful accessories and they are custom made. Sign me up. Here's what you're going to need, folks, if you want to follow along. Gather all these items. And Mo, where do we start?
First, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and roll out our clay. So we're going to have a couple of layers here. We want to have our accent colors with our clay, and then we also want to have our base colors. So today I'm working with some brown, some neutrals, and then I have our white as our base. And so then what we want to do, we want to take a clay roller, and then we also want to take something to help us with the thickness, because when we're working with our accent color, we want it to be very thin for that terrazzo. So I'm using a couple of popsicle sticks. You could also use skewers, dowels, what you may have on hand, even books. If you have something very thin, again, it just allows you to go ahead and just roll out that clay. And there we have our thin layer.
Nice. Okay, so you get that thin layer and you get a workout in, because you got to like put some muscle into it.
Yes.
I want to talk about working with that clay though. Like, do you have to go super fast so it doesn't dry out?
No, you don't have to work super fast. When this dries out is actually during the baking process. So you could actually take your time, and even in the next step when we start cutting up that clay, it takes a little bit of time, so you don't even have to worry about it drying out.
Nice. Okay, so now we're going from sort of one large sheet to jewelry. How do we do that?
Okay, so now we're working into the terrazzo. So we have our accent pieces. We go ahead and cut them up with our clay cutter, really tiny. And then once you have it really tiny, you don't even have to worry about it being uniform or looking pretty. That's the beauty of it. So you go ahead and get that cut up, and then you spread your different colors around just to, again, make that terrazzo print. And then what you want to do is you're going to take your base layer, which I have here, and then you're going to go ahead and lay that on top of your accent pieces. And then you're going to get your stabilizers, whichever ones you were using, and you're going to go ahead and just gently roll over it. And then when you're finished rolling over it, you just pull it up, and then there you see your terrazzo.
That is very cool. I was wondering how you were going to get all those different flecks into the base. So that's all you have to do, sort of press it all together.
Yes, that's the magic of it. So you go ahead and get that, and then you go ahead and start making your jewelry. And so I found these amazing clay cutters on Amazon. They came in a set, so they're different sizes, different shapes. And so you grab your two favorites, and then you go ahead and you just cut out. You just go ahead and press, just like a cookie cutter. And you go ahead and lift that up. You could use one of your stabilizers to kind of just pop that out. And there you have your shape. So this would be more like the bottom of the earrings. And then you would go ahead and cut another piece out for the top.
Very cool.
So what you're going to do after you go ahead and cut them out, what you want to do first, you want to poke a hole inside of the top. So again, we're working with the two pieces, so you want to go ahead and just poke a hole there and poke a hole at the top. And then you want to flip that top piece over, because so this is the piece that's going to actually go into your ear. So you want to flip that over. You want to put the backs on there as well. And so you go ahead and you use a glue, and you just dollop a little bit of glue on the back. And there you have your back. And so you want to continue and put this on your parchment paper. Go ahead, bake that at 275 for 30 minutes. And then you can take it out and you could go ahead and assemble with your rings for your earrings. One other tip that I have as well, when you're working with the clay, is that you want to make sure that you're working with the same brand of clay, because all clays are not created equal, and so if you mix them, it may mess around with that baking time. So make sure you follow the package instructions. This one said 30 minutes at 275, so again, make sure you pay attention to the directions on the packaging.
Before we move on, because you're going to show us how you made that gorgeous necklace you're wearing, what kind of glue did you use just to stick together those earrings?
You want to use a strong adhesive. There is crafting glue. E6000 is one that's very popular with jewelry, but there is this one that's specially formulated for working with clay. So this is a baking clay. So you saw that I put it in. We haven't baked it yet, but I put it on. I put the earring back on. It will actually harden as it's baking. So you kind of get that taken care of in one quick step, and you don't have to wait and leave it overnight. Like if you want to wear your earrings tonight, you could pop them in the oven for 30 minutes, go get ready, and you have your set of earrings to go out.
See, I dream of being that kind of crafty woman who just wakes up in the morning and is like, I don't have earrings for this outfit, so I'm just going to make them. Let's talk about the necklace. How do we do that?
Yes, yes, Tracy. So I am channeling my inner Lisa from And Just Like That. Love the show. And what we did, I actually followed the same process as the earring. So I have one that I created here. I actually ended up using an old cookie cutter for the bigger circle and then a smaller one to do the inside. And then what I did is I just shaped it into the oval. I baked this so there's a two-step process here. You're gonna bake it first for the 30 minutes at 275. Once it comes out of the oven, you're gonna take your clay cutter and then you're just gonna cut a little slit. So it's gonna kind of open up like that. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to follow it with, you're gonna repeat the steps and make various links like I have here. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna secure them through the links. And then you go ahead, you use your baking clay to then reseal this, and then you're gonna bake it again for 30 minutes, and then you're set. You're good to go. What I did to close up the necklace, I just had some ribbon hanging around, and I tied that around. You don't necessarily have to have like special necklace chains or anything of that nature. A ribbon is just as good.
And it looks amazing. Like you're giving Nicole Ari Parker a run for her money. So good.
Yes.
I can't wait to see our viewers baking their statement necklaces. And show us if you do. If you do this project, we want to see them. Thanks for that.